All right, Shalom. Before I start, I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to all the elect Akim Wa Aqua. Learning and teaching in truth and sincerity. Another video through the Spirit. Your brother Malak from GMS Detroit. All right, right here. Hey, I was watching this video, I just seen, where's it at? Hold up. I had just seen, damn it, where'd it go? It went somewhere, but basically, I saw a couple brothers, were doing, it's like a week and some change old now, but you had Dr. Brown, he went and did his molester mode on some girl, right? The stuff coming out with the RCC, Roman Catholic Church. You have that one guy who got sentenced to 120 years, that one Christian church guy. And so basically, y'all, our detractors, our scoffers, they like to call us a cult, referring to the Hebrew Israelites. Now, I'm not going to defend no other groups, but now here at Great Millstone, we are not cultish in the sense of you are joining a group that is to your detriment and everyone around you. This right here, this video, these groups is an example of a cult, which the word cult simply just means group. It doesn't necessarily have a negative connotation to it, except for when you put one to it. Cultivate, culture, right? The root of those words. Esau Edom, he likes to play the blame game. But when you actually take a look at him and his people, the so-called white people love to make cults. They love to have a cult of personality, persona, right? Gather people unto themselves and ultimately lead them unto destruction and death. And when you look right here, what do you see? These groups right here: Heaven's Gate, Order of the Solar Temple, right? The Manson family, the People's Temple. They have killed real people, taken real lives, displaced real families. So to call us the Hebrew Israelites cult is complete. It's a complete lie. All right. These groups were having people assassinated, right? Impregnating underage girls. To compare us to these people is a absolute you're an on-purpose demon, like the brother Mike Island says out of LA. You are an on-purpose demon. You're being facetious, right? You're trying to work on the emotions of the public. So I'm gonna just let this play a little bit. Let's see some examples of what a real cult looks like. All right, and this is why ultimately, y'all, one of the big things that our apostles teach to us is to be what? Blameless. Right now, we come into this truth. We do separate ourselves in our mind, and many times, our actions, the former things we did to the world. Nevertheless, we're not some weirdo group who rolls around, on some weirdo shit, doing weirdo shit. For all intents and purposes, we're regular people in this society who believe in the Bible. That's all y'all can say about us. And our actions are going to be just that. Regular citizens who just get together and preach the Bible. That's all we do. We ain't planning nothing. We not building nothing. We not taking nothing illegally. Right? We do everything clean and legal. We wake up, we go to work. We have regular relationships with the people around us in the world. And we go on about our day till the Messiah returns. That's all we're doing. Let me get where's it at? Church playlist. Let me see. Okay, here we go. This is what I wanted. The 2 Corinthians, right? 2 Corinthians 6:1. It says, "We then, as workers together with him, beseech you also, that ye receive not the grace of the power in vain. For he saith, I have heard thee in a time accepted, and in the day of salvation have I succored thee. Behold, now is the accepted time. Behold, now is the day of salvation." Right? So we're patiently waiting for the day of salvation. Right? Verse 3, "Giving no offense in anything, that the ministry be not blamed, but in all things approving ourselves as the ministers of the power, in much patience, and afflictions, and necessities, and distresses, and stripes, and imprisonments, and tumults, and labors, and watchings, and fastings." Hey, I'll stop right there. I could go all the way on. But it tells you we're giving no offense in anything. All right? despite the fact that we have completely different cultural mindset than that given to the average Westerner and or American. We do not disrupt society. We do not do things illegally. We work clean and legally. And I'm talking about here, us at Great Millstone. Certainly you other niggas is oddballs. But you cannot put blame on us or try to compare us to these people, vocab, or to Islam, who have ran bombs into people. We ain't done nothing of the sort over here. Nor do we have any propensity to do violence above any other group. Every human on earth has propensity to do violence, especially the so-called white man. So get the fuck out of here. All right, let's take a look at some real crazies, y'all.
Founded by Bonnie Nettles and Marshall Applewhite, who Heaven's Gate. Founded by Bonnie Nettles and Marshall Applewhite, who identified as the two witnesses of revelation from Christianity, the Heaven's Gate cult believed that followers could transform themselves into immortal extraterrestrial beings by rejecting their human nature, and they would ascend to heaven, referred to as the next level or the evolutionary level above human. They believed that the Earth was about to enter a doomsday event, and that the only way to survive was to leave their human bodies and ascend to a higher level of existence. They thought this could be achieved by boarding a spaceship they believed was trailing the Hale-Bopp comet, which appeared in 1997. When the comet arrived, their website was updated with this message, and shortly after, the 39 members were found dead, as they committed mass unalivement in a ritual, believing that their deaths would allow their souls to board the spaceship. People's Temple. Founded by Jim Jones in India.
So y'all see the first one, the famous one, right? The Heaven's Gate. Bugged out, right? We ain't did none of half of that. Let's take a look at another famous one. The People's Temple.
Annapolis. This cult combined elements of communism, racial equality, and Christianity, even though he criticized the Bible and traditional Christianity itself. This made them garner a mass following, but with
a ferocious warrior, a radiant paladin, a shadowy rogue, a blazing fire mage, and you.
But with time, the cult started becoming more hateful towards its defectors and the media that started to investigate it, harassing them. To get away from their scrutiny, the People's Temple went to Guyana and founded a settlement known as Jonestown, which reached a population of 900 people in 1978. It's around this time that U.S. Representative Leo Ryan, who was investigating claims of abuse within the temple, visited Jonestown. During his visit, a number of temple members expressed a desire to leave with him, and on November 18th, some accompanied Ryan to the local airstrip at Port Kaituma. There, they were intercepted by temple security guards, who opened fire on the group, killing Ryan, 3 journalists, and one of the defectors, as well as injuring 9 others. That evening in Jonestown, Jones ordered his congregation to drink a concoction of cyanide-laced, grape-flavored Flavor Aid. In all, 918 people died, including 276 children. Some members resisted and were injected with fatal doses of...
Hey, so that's that famous purple Kool-Aid. We ain't made nobody drink no Kool-Aid and mass Merc. Look, we ain't done nothing like that. So when the government does, turn on them TVs and you see, news reporters saying we're this and then did that or capable of that, we've done no such daggone thing, all right? And when you look at the evidence, it tends to be that white people tend to do this a lot. Come up with cultists, groups that do weirdo things like this. Because y'all have all the power. Ain't nobody gonna listen to little old us. Y'all the ones making motherfuckers drink cyanide-laced Kool-Aid, man. Get the fuck out of here.
Cyanide, and Jim Jones himself likely died from self-inflicted gun wounds. Aum Shinrikyo. This one was founded by Shoko Asahara, a Japanese man who claimed to be Christ, and that his mission was to take upon himself the sins of the world. He said that he could transfer
So a Japanese guy pretending to be Christ. All right, I'm completely bugged out. I'm gonna jump to another one. I just want to jump to some of the more famous ones. But a fucking Ammonite saying he's Jesus, right? But he himself is infected with white supremacy. Why not claim to be Buddha reincarnated? Why not claim to be, Mektesh or Tsunami, or not Tsunami, Susano, or Isaac? Just those are some false Japanese idols, right? Why isn't he claiming to be one of his Japanese idols reincarnated? Why? Because he's under the system of white supremacy, which when you follow, you are geared towards death and murder. That's what happens when you act like the white man. You do what he do. You kill and destroy. Shit.
Church of the Lamb of God. It was founded by Ervil LeBaron, who was one of the most notorious figures in the history of Mormon fundamentalism due to his violent and authoritarian
Them daggone Mormons.
leadership style. He believed in the doctrine of blood atonement, which required that a sinner must have their blood shed in order for them to have a place in heaven. For this reason, he ordered the murders of multiple people, including his own brother Joel, who led a rival polygamist group. While he was incarcerated for a short period,
This man had people executed. We've done no such thing over here. We operate as fine citizens in society. So when they come with this accusation, y'all, you just have to accept that it's a lie, and it's a part of the theme. You know, they did it to our Lord, they're gonna do it to us, right?
of time, he released pamphlets and books, insisting that he was the Mormon one mighty and strong, and that, as God's representative on earth, he could decide who should die for their sins. When his other brother Verlin took Joel's place in the rival organization, he wanted to execute him too, and since he feared for his life, he went into hiding.
Have you ever wondered why we are paid every 2 weeks when we work every day? With EarnIn, you can access your pay the same day that you work and get
He went into hiding. In an effort to flush him out, on December 26, 1974, Ervil's underage wife and her brothers raided Los Molinos, throwing firebombs at houses and shooting residents. This led to the death of 2 young men and the injuries of 13 others. Ervil was arrested again, but re-released because of a lack of evidence. During the following years, multiple people tried to expose him, and they all got killed, including his pregnant teenage daughter, Rebecca. When the plan of killing Verlin was reinstated, they decided to kill Rulon Alred first, the leader of one of the largest polygamist sects, in order to then kill Verlin when he attended his funeral. They aborted their mission when they realized that police were stationed all around the funeral area to protect the mourners. He finally got caught and imprisoned by U.S. authorities, and he continued to write testaments for his followers from his jail in Utah. One of these, the Book of New Covenants, contained a list of 50 people that Ervil marked for blood atonement, and a list of who should succeed Ervil as leader.
So this nigga got a whole death note. Vocab, how come you aren't doing videos on that guy, the Church of the Lamb? Huh? Fuck out of here. Let me get, where's the next one at? Let me get, because there's one, you had that actor girl. What was her name? Is it Order of the Solar Symbol? Might be. Let's do the Manson family. I'm pretty sure y'all know about them. Let me backtrack for a second. Matthew 10. Just highlighting the fact that, you know, these people, they didn't believe in our Lord, Yahweh Shai. They're going to do the same to us. We expect it. Nevertheless, y'all are liars and demons. We've done none such. We've done none such. All right. We're a standout. We're some standout black men, Latino, Native American men, right, and women and children in this mother sucker. All right. Compared to you, fucking morally deprived ingrates. Matthew 10:23. But when they persecute you in this city, flee ye into another. For verily I say unto you, ye shall not have gone over the cities of Israel till the Son of Man be come. Right. Upper part, right? When persecuted, we're gonna, Yahweh Shai was telling us, be wise. That's why, y'all, if you're at a camp spot, man, and it's becoming inhospitable, then move. Motherfuckers coming up every week trying to fight. Christians coming up with microphones. Just go ahead and move. All right. We don't. Y'all can have whatever spot. We don't give a damn. We out there to preach, and when that job is over, the destruction's coming. So have at it. All right. Ye shall not have gone over all the cities of Israel till the Son of Man become. This is why, the apostles. There's that thing like a year or two back, or some years back. Nate trying to fly around over all the planet Earth to go open up churches. We don't have to manually do that. We have the internet. That's what gets the word out. We wouldn't be able to go everywhere on the earth, manually. All right, that's what the internet's for. All right, keeping it going. Verse 24: the disciple is not above his master, nor the servant above his Lord. It is enough for the disciple that he be as his master, and the servant as his Lord. If they have called the master of the house Beelzebub, how much more should they call him of his household? Call them of his household. All right, so they talk smack on our Lord Yahweh Shai. They're going to do so on us, and it's going to be falsely. You assholes cannot honestly say that we have hit lists. 50 people here, making people drink the purple Kool-Aid. And how come these people's nationality, their race, doesn't get brought into the discussion? Because when y'all are pointing the finger at the Israelites, you're calling us racist, you're calling us, we're just black people who are disgruntled. Well, how come y'all don't mention these white people's race when they're having people assassinated, drinking poison, touching children, touching and impregnating children, right? Underage folk, boys and girls. How come you don't mention their race and their propensity, all right, or their inclination to consistently do these things? Oh, right. Because you're fucking hypocrites.
Several of Ervil's teenage sons. They had a bloody battle, each claiming to be Ervil's true successor, the Manson family. Led by the famous criminal Charles Manson, the group lived an unconventional lifestyle,
A famous criminal.
frequently using psychoactive drugs like LSD. Most of the members, which were approximately 100 at their peak, were young women from middle-class backgrounds, many of whom were attracted by hippie culture and Manson himself. According to group member Susan Atkins, the members of the family became convinced that Manson was a manifestation of Jesus Christ and believed in his prophecies concerning an imminent apocalyptic race war called the Helter Skelter. In August 1969, Manson ordered his followers to carry out a series of brutal murders. Over the course of 2 nights, they killed 7 people, including actress Sharon Tate. These murders were intended to incite the racial war Manson had predicted. Manson was sentenced to life in prison, where he remained until his death in 2017. NXIVM. Founded by Keith Raniere in New York, it was initially a self-development group, but it
Therapy has always been such a scary idea to me because I simply did not know where to get started. I didn't know how to find my person. I did not know.
NXIVM. Founded by Raniere convinced the members like a pyramidal scheme. In order to force them to keep the secret, they had to provide nude photographs and false confessions for blackmail when entering the cult. NXIVM.
The mystery of the industry.
NXIVM.
Okay, Slakia, y'all. I've been able to square it. Okay, this one, remember this group, NXIVM, right? This one's gonna have she wasn't a super duper planet-breaking famous actor, but she was a Hollywood actor. So I want to highlight something with this group in particular.
Founded by Keith Raniere in New York, it was initially a self-development group, but it evolved into a cult with a secret society within it called DOS, where multiple abuse cases happened. Raniere convinced the members that his semen had supernatural abilities to heal women. The only way for them to minimize the abuse was to recruit more women, so the burden could pass on to them in what looked like a pyramidal scheme. In order to force them to keep the secret, they had to provide nude photographs and false confessions for blackmail when entering the cult, and they were branded with the initials of Raniere and Mack, the leaders of it. In 20...
Allison Mack. Y'all remember Allison Mack? Hold up. Get back.
For blackmail when entering the cult, and they were branded with the initials of Raniere and Mack.
She's a Hollywood actor, right? And I'll go pull her up in a second. So Hollywood oftentimes, and not just them, but the elites and the people of the society, you best believe they're involved in many and a lot, I'll say most of these cultish groups that involve human trafficking and such things, right? The drug game. These things aren't just, there are people in positions of power who are doing this, whom people look up to, they turn on the TV and see every day, and your jaw would hit the fucking floor if you knew your favorite athlete, your favorite actor, your favorite politician was involved in such things. But this is one of the realities of our world. But y'all busy pointing the finger at us. Yeah, oh yeah, yep, Smallville, yep, Smallville. Yeah, she was the guy said it right there. She was in Smallville. Y'all, hold on. Yep, Allison Mack. Y'all remember her? I forget the Smallville theme song, or I would sing it. But that was, that was her moneymaker, Smallville. She ain't did much of shit out of that. Or besides that, I should say. Yep. So, she, in her 40s now, but you see, she was she's a Hollywood actor, right? Getting money, but an actor in the day and a fucking kidnapper by night. This is how these people get down, but they point the finger at us. All right, I'm gonna get one more. I'm gonna get the People's Temple, or I'm sorry, the Order of the Solar Temple. There's more. Trust me. There's all kinds of videos like this.
Want the effects of Viagra, but faster? Meet Rose Sparks. They contain sildenafil and tadalafil.
Fellow cult
And now, the thing about white cults, I'll say, right? See, y'all say what you can talk your smack that you want to about us on the Israelites, but the most of us, we come out of the hood, the hoods, the ghettos. We're lower or impoverished, right? We do not have the resources, the knowledge, nor the capability to affect mass amounts of people. These Edomites, so-called white men, when they decide to get into a group, they have the power to get laws changed, to have people outright assassinated, to have people kidnapped, to have folk poisoned. We do not possess any of those resources, nor do we en masse possess that knowledge like they do. So they are a lot more dangerous when they put their minds to some bullshit. And that's a fact. And anybody who wants to try to debate otherwise, just look at the history of this fucking country. The first time y'all put your minds together and decided to do something, it ended up with a whole continent getting fucking colonized. All right? So let's get this. But that's the, man, it's a parable that I heard in the world. I can't remember it all the way, but it's like hold up, let me, did I save it? No, I didn't end up saving it. But basically the way the phrase goes, it's a proverb of man. Basically the tactic of the guilty is to shift blame. It's something to that effect, right? I just can't remember off the top of my head. But let me get this, because what these people do, y'all, come on, man. Right now, I'm going to be starting at verse 5. I could start up, right? It lets us know in the last days, perilous times shall come. It's going to let us know what kind of people are going to be coming, right? Now, I want to deal with verse 5, because now Esau, Edom, they understand that they're the people in power, right? When they say something, people are going to do it and they're going to believe it. That's one of the reasons why they're able to get away with things that me and you simply are not going to be able to get away with. They're in a position of power. Everybody knows that, consciously and subconsciously. Excuse me. They use that power. All right, ain't no normal way on earth. That little funny looking white man had 100 holes falling him. Why? Because he had Satan with him. He knows they know they got the power of Satan with them, right? 2 Timothy 3:5, it says, having the form of godliness. So they appear to be upright, they appear to be holy, right? Good, noble, but they're not. It says, but denying the power thereof. From such turn away, for of this sort are they which creep into houses and lead captive silly women, laden with sins, led away with diverse lusts. Right. And so they don't literally creep into the house, but they creep into the minds of the people, which is you're breaking up a household, right? Which Esau, Edom, he's the true king of doing, and he doesn't even have to come up with some weird mystical cult. His cult is the government. One of his cults is the police departments. Another one is the FBI, CIA, DEA, Child Protective Services. These are groups that they have, right? That you can't say, do, or speak against. Least you lose your life. And if you don't follow them, your ass will find yourself losing your life. But keeping the focus on, the so-called religious cults, that's the spirit that they come in, as if they're upright, but they're leading the people astray. And Esau, Edom is the best at that, right? Niggas is only replicating, what they didn't learn from this devil. Esau's the king of that shit here on this side.
Members came out of the cave due to toxic fumes produced by decaying corpses. 2 fellow cult members had passed during their stay in the teachings of the solar.
John is a longtime gamer. His in-game character, Destructor, is due for a serious gear upgrade. John is a longtime gamer. His in-game character
Did these niggas just give me another commercial? Didn't I just hit?
The teachings of the Solar Temple were only given to those advanced enough in the organization, who were the most likely to die, with those left surviving being the lower ranking, who had less access to the ideas of the group. This has caused difficulties in investigating their beliefs by scholars. What we do know, though, is that the star Sirius was a focal point, as they believed it to be the home of the Ascended Masters. They thought that these Ascended Masters arrived on Earth and inhabited Agartha, an underground spiritual realm popular in esoteric thought, and that the Masters were effectively souls with the ability to manifest in physical form, even though both the Masters and human beings were perceived as souls who were merely temporarily occupying their bodies before reincarnation. They also believed that advanced members could, at will, decorporealize. In one of their rituals, high-ranking members could witness the Masters manifest in the underground chambers of the group, in what were actually holographic shows. At some point, however, a mix of investigations and discovery of lies from its members led to most of them leaving, with only the core members remaining. Given the scale of the issues facing the group leaders, it was decided they would transit to Sirius by getting rid of their physical bodies. To prepare for the transit, specific missions were given to the most faithful members, such as eliminating the traitors and helping those who refused to leave their physical bodies to transition. This meant killing them. Mass unalivement rituals started, and an estimated 74 people lost their lives.
Them motherfuckers took 74 people's lives. Vocab, why aren't you hunting down the remnants of the Order of the Solar Temple, right? You want to come run down on us while we out street preaching. Why aren't you running down on these guys? They assassinated potentially 74 people. Why aren't you running down on NXIVM? You know, doing them things to them women and having them take naked pictures and all that shit. But y'all running down on us. Why? Because you're all in fucking cahoots. All right, and ultimately we understand, you know, the demonization is coming, right? Like I said, but it's you Esau, you's a mother effer, boy. You sure is you have a way of working over the minds of the people. And this guy right here, member of a secretive Christian sect, sentenced to 120 years in prison. A white Christian, ain't that something?
Eggs make all our family moments better, especially when they're Eggland's best. Tastes so fresh and amazing, deliciously superior nutrition, too. For us, it's eggs any style, as long as they're the best. Eggland's best.
Local to global.
God damn.
So a huge development today after a year-long investigation that we took on after getting a number of tips about an under-the-radar Christian sect known as the 2x2 Church. And not only did we expose decades of child sexual abuse, but several of the leaders who were committing the crimes.
This is
decades.
This is our first follow-up since our investigation aired, as one of the church elders is now headed to prison for the rest of his life.
For each count, count 1, 12 years in the Department of Corrections, count 6, 12 years in the Department of Corrections, and count 10, 12 years in the Department of Corrections. With
Raymond Zwiefelhofer was a leader in the secretive and isolated 2x2 Church until earlier this fall. He was convicted of possessing child sexual abuse material.
There were 87 files that were determined to be child sexual abuse material, or sometimes known as child pornography. The 10 charged files were all depicting children under the age of 15.
Zwiefelhofer was convicted of 10 counts and sentenced to 120 years in prison.
It's illegal simply to possess and for the defendant to know about it. In Arizona, if you're convicted on 1 count, it's a minimum of 10 years in prison.
Boy, he has shit so illegal you can't even own it. You can't even look at it. Come on, man. Them damn Christians.
Zwiefelhofer maintains his innocence.
I'm not guilty again. I like to make that clear. I would love to know how the jury found that I knowingly did this.
Zwiefelhofer, who is 61, had been a tech CEO. Ex-members tell us he was also a...
So he on the stand lying and talking smack. Hey, Michael Brown, you might want to be careful. This might be you in a minute, bitch ass nigga, since you wanted to come fuck with us. But hey, you just let it play out. Fuck it.
2x2 church elder on and off for decades.
An elder leads a group of members in their home through church services. I would say there are almost always children present in the home meetings.
The church is so secretive and isolated, most people haven't even heard of it. We've been investigating the Christian sect for more than a year now, specifically looking at the allegations of widespread child sexual abuse.
2x2 Church has a significant problem with child sexual abuse. It is systemic. And the cover-up of the abuse has been ongoing in the 2x2 Church for decades.
Cynthia Lyles is a private investigator who's been digging deep into the church and says she works regularly with the FBI.
Raymond Zwiefelhofer is one of most likely thousands. I have notified the FBI of over 1,000 accounts of child sex abuse and sex assault.
What makes the 2x2 Church so unique is the way it operates. Ministers of the church are known as workers and live with members in their homes, usually for days at a time.
We're getting reports of child sex abuse and sex assault committed by the highest level in leadership down to the regular members.
While Zwiefelhofer is the first member of the 2x2 Church to be convicted and sentenced to prison in the U.S. since our original investigation aired, some members claim there's been a deep history and pattern of abuse for decades.
Somehow, the 2x2 Church has become a breeding ground for sex offenders and pedophiles. Hopefully, there will be more arrests and convictions coming.
There's no one head of the church, but we did reach out to the overseer, the man in charge of Arizona who oversaw Zwiefelhofer. He never called us back.
So right here it is. These people that come up against us, everything that they've tried to slander us with, I'm talking about the Israelites, right? Y'all have been found doing. More so, more often, and egregiously. You said that we have the propensity, and I keep using that word. If you don't know what it means, go look it up, right? But you have a natural drawing, right? A natural leaning towards to do something because of your nature, the way that you were born. You know, we're black and we have angry views, so they believe that we are capable of violence, right? They're out here assassinating people. You know, got a whole, well, that one nigga had a death note. He in jail with 50 people on his paper that he want whacked off, right? The other group has 70 folk plugged, right? Y'all say, you know, what we do to women, this and that. Y'all are out here doing this and that to women. So at the end of the day, you're just coming to see that these guys are liars, man. They're pointing the finger at everybody. They're liars, but they're the ones that are guilty. And that's the spirit of Edom. He's a fugitive. He does not want to accept the responsibility of his actions. So he's run around the entire earth lying. And when you pull back the veil on him, you realize that it's him. He's the evil one of the earth, and he's been found. That's really the bigger picture with this lesson. Just calling out this man's hypocrisy, y'all. Hey, and so ultimately, I'm going to do with this one out of Sirach, right? Let me see. Because the very same trap he's trying to set for us is the same one that he's going to fall into. He wants to demonize us and make us look crazy. Well, ultimately, when all is said and done, when all the truth is revealed, it's going to be revealed that we are the chosen people, that we're the good ones, and that you're the evil, debaucherous, child-touching, murdering assholes of the earth. All right. Sirach 27 and 26. Whoso diggeth a pit shall fall therein, and he that setteth a trap shall be taken therein. He that worketh mischief, it shall fall upon him, and he shall not know whence it cometh. Right. So all this evil that you've been doing for all these millennia, accusing us of this, accusing us of that, setting all these statistics, right? You drop guns off in the neighborhood, right, knowing that Jake is going to get a hold of them, get busy. All these different schemes and plots that you have done to our people, you know, as a group and to certain niggas individually, all that's going to come back on you, Esau. All of it. All right, so that's it, y'all. Let me give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem. Rakakorash, the waters to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, peace, blessings, and salutations to all the elect Akim, Wa Akwa, learning and teaching in truth and sincerity. Shalom.